All right, welcome back to week 3 of our 3-part series, God in the Enneagram, how the lost childhood message of each Enneagram number points us back to God. I have so enjoyed this series and has been just my true joy to have my friend, Reverend Dr. Kimberly Majeski, with me for this discussion. So thank you again
Thank
so
you.
much for being a part of this. Hey, friends, and welcome to the Living Well Enneagram Podcast. I'm your host, Jen Stanley, and around here we talk about the Enneagram, real life, and what it means to grow and live well. Stick around to be inspired by real people, real stories, and real life application of Enneagram wisdom. So let's pick up where we left off last time. The lost childhood message of an Enneagram 5 is that they are a burden. So the lost childhood message is that I'm not a burden, that my needs are not a problem here. And so they carry around this need to be independent and to be competent. So they walk around not wanting to put any burden or any weight on anybody else. And so they just keep working to be more independent and more competent. So for the Enneagram 5 that is struggling to know that my needs are not a problem here, I'm not a burden in the world, what would you say to them?
You know, this is a place where Jesus literally tells his followers and some of the Pharisees who are listening, like, lay it down. Like, I've got it. I've got you. He's teaching in Galilee. He's traveled through the countryside there. People have come out to hear him. These are people who are devout, practicing Jews. Jesus himself is one.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the weight of the law, keeping the laws of the fathers for many Jews in the first century is the way that they pursued righteousness. But what has happened is the law has become weighty. You know, there are all these things and this washing, and I think we've talked before, like, for the Pharisees themselves, there are some sort of 600 laws, and so many of them just have to do with, like, literally who you can eat with and what you can eat and who you can sit beside and how you wash your hands and what the food is and how it's prepared. And so the law in so many ways by this time had become a burden.
Mm-hmm.
It had become oppressive. It was heavy to carry. And Jesus is saying, you don't have to do that. Right? In me, there is this alternative. He says in Matthew 11:28, come to me, all you who are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. I'm gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Here, Jesus is actually quoting an extra biblical text, which is from apocryphal Jewish writings. And these are words that were spoken originally by Lady Wisdom.
Oh,
yeah.
Who's Lady Wisdom?
Lady Wisdom is sort of the personification of the wisdom of God in some of these early Jewish texts. And so Jesus is drawing from that because he knows they know these texts.
They know that text. Yeah, of course.
And so he's saying, no, like, remember this wisdom. Like, the wisdom is, give me your burdens. I'll carry it, right?
Yeah.
And I am the personification of this wisdom of God that can make your life easier and so much lighter if you just trust me with the heavy stuff and let me carry it and you go on about your day.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I would love for the Enneagram 5 who's listening to this to have the courage to know that they're trying so hard not to be a burden, but that Jesus is right there saying, like, you're not a burden to me. Mm-hmm. You're not a burden. And any burden you feel, I'll carry. So literally both and. Like, it's, you aren't the burden. Your stuff is not the burden. I've got it.
There is this line, this lyric in It Came Upon a Midnight Clear that it makes me think of. It says, oh, rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing. You can just see this picture of, weary travelers putting down their heavy bags and carrying all their goods, and you just sit them off for a minute
Mm-hmm.
and hear the beauty of the angels sing. That's the invitation of Jesus here. Give
Yeah.
it to me. You don't have to carry it anymore.
You don't have to carry it. And you don't have to carry the thought, like, just to go a level under of, like, it's not just even your stuff that as an Enneagram 5 you're carrying. It's you. Like, as an Enneagram 5, it's like, it's not even just all my stuff. It's actually me. I'm a problem. I'm a burden.
Because you have needs.
Yeah, because I have needs.
Yeah.
And Jesus is like, I got you. I've
Yeah.
got you. I've so got you. That's really beautiful. Well, the Enneagram 6, the lost childhood message for the 6, and this is not surprising, is that it is, I am safe. I am safe. And so the Enneagram 6 spends much of their energy and time devising ways to be safe.
We could talk about this story that's in several of the Gospels about Jesus sleeping during the storm. Do you remember this one?
Yes.
I remember this one from my childhood, like
Yeah.
Vacation Bible School.
I can see the felt board right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now we're aging ourselves.
Yes, we are.
This idea that, Jesus has been teaching and doing miracles, and they get into a boat and they're going to cross over to the other side of the Galilee so that Jesus can have some time for himself, and a big storm comes up. And so so this big storm comes up on the Sea of Galilee. If you've been there, it's not a big sea. We could think about it more like a lake, bigger than Tippy, but it's a lake. And this storm, and these people can't swim, right? So like if they tip over, like they're dead, they drown. They don't know how to like navigate the water.
Okay.
So they're afraid for their lives, and they think they're going to die. And someone's like, "Where's Jesus? Like, he's been doing these miracles. He's obviously able to help us out here." And Jesus, tired as he is down in the hull, asleep on a cushion. And they're like, "Wake up, dude! It's storming.
Yeah.
Like we're in peril. Like this could be really, really bad. Why are you sleeping?" So Jesus wakes up and he says to the waves, he just says, "Quiet, peace, be still, cut it out, waves."
Yep.
And he turns to the disciples and says, "Why is your faith so small?" And I think potentially goes back to his nap. And the disciples look at each other and say, "Who is this guy that even the wind and the waves obey him?"
Yeah. And who is it that he, in all of his humanity, this is what always gets me. In his humanity, he's super tired. Mm-hmm. He needs a nap. He goes down. He's a human. He has to go to sleep.
Fully human.
He also has no awareness of this like massive storm that's rocking the boat, and everybody else thinks they're going to die, and yet he just has total peace. So, I mean, that's wild to me.
Yeah. I get this picture of him waking up, and this is too, people don't like this because they want a Jesus who's transcendent and Christ, but he's the human, and like you said, Jennifer, he's tired. He gets tired. He sleeps, he eats, he walks, he has to have his feet clean. I mean, he's a living, breathing human. And you can imagine him waking up being how are you when you're woken up from a nap?
Yeah. Not happy.
Like, wwhy did you bother me? Where is your faith?
Yeah.
Right? Shut up, waves. Shut up, disciples. Lay down. I got this. I got this. Yeah.
Yeah. That ultimate safety. So for the 6 here, I think the message is I'm safe even when I don't feel it. I'm safe even when I can't see it, when it doesn't make sense to me, when life looks very rocky and crazy and stumbly, and yet I'm okay.
You're safe because God is always with you and for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always with you, always for you. Never, again, every season, every wave, always ever present. Yeah. Hey there, listeners. Let's stay in touch. I have an email list and I would love to have you on it. As part of my weekly email, you're going to get to vote on what episodes you want to see coming next. I also have special discounts and sales just for the people on my email list. And of course, you'll never miss an episode because I'll make sure and send you a reminder. Okay, for the Enneagram 7. Now, I find that most people find this to be really surprising when they hear what the Enneagram 7's lost childhood message is. And it's because, the Enneagram 7 is, fun and adventure and making plans and all this. But the lost message for the 7 is that I will be taken care of. Somewhere in the 7's childhood, they got a message that nobody was taking care of them. And so they started planning. They started making plans. And that need for an excessive amount of plans, an excessive amount of options actually comes from this missed message that somebody's got me. Somebody's going to take care of me when I don't have a backup plan or I don't have an escape route here. And it kind of breaks my heart for the sevens to know that that's there underneath all that pizzazz. Is this deep need and fear that they will not be taken care of.
There is a psalm. It's the third psalm, and it's a beautiful psalm. When we talk about the psalms, we have to kind of do the underpinning work to understand what the event is or what's happening in the life of the psalmist that caused them to write this. This is why we love working with the psalms. In Psalm 3, we know it is a psalm of David, and it's a psalm that he writes when he is fleeing from his son Absalom. This isn't a story that a lot of people know, so I'm going to tell it here. Take a little liberty. But, David, after his torrid affair with Bathsheba, sort of is going to have a lot of trouble in his household. Now, he's still loved of God. He's still God's beloved, all those things. But he has a lot of household trouble. One of them is, his daughter and son by two different mothers. The son forces himself on the daughter, and he never really punishes that son.
Yeah, you don't hear that one in the church pulpit very often.
So the brother of the daughter who is, assaulted, feels some kind of way about that. And he holds this in his heart, and he will hold that against his father, that he allowed this to go unpunished. And so it's just a lot of trouble in his household. And so what will happen is this son Absalom will rise up against his father. And it's this incredible scene. Absalom, his first order of business is to kill his brother who's done this terrible thing. David hears about it, and he punishes Absalom for killing his brother, but not Amnon for harming the sister. Absalom comes back. He's sent away. He's not able to eat in the king's household. David finally invites him back because Joab says, you need to do this. He comes back. He's reunited with his father, but he starts to become a man of the people. And he allows people to come to talk to him. They wait in these lines all day to talk to David, and Absalom will say, come, talk to me. The Bible says he's beautiful. He's got ruddy skin and long hair. And people like him. He's the golden child, of David. Long story short, he will lead a rebellion against his father. He rises up against David. David is left in the city one night, and Absalom has invited all of his commanders and all of his soldiers out, what they think is for a feast. All David knows is everybody who is part of his mighty men have gone out with his son, and his son wants to kill him. He's going to rise up against him. And so the king of Israel on this night puts sackcloth and ashes over his head. He walks out barefoot through the Kidron Valley and up the Mount of Olives. People are throwing stones down on the king of Israel, David's head. He's weeping as he goes out, fleeing his son, who has all his friends in now his employ, Absalom's employ. And he goes to the Mount of Olives, and this is the night he pens this psalm. Listen to these words. O Lord, how many are my foes? Many rise up against me. Many are saying to me, there is no help for you in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield around me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. Goes on to talk about, I have many enemies. There are 10,000 who've risen up against me, but I will lie down and sleep because I know you never do. This picture of this God who stands and keeps watch, who is literally a shield around this military king hero needs to be protected in the night from his friends, from his son, and he rests. He sleeps because he knows God is keeping watch.
Yeah.
This whole picture of David, running for his life, and yet he's taken care of. I mean, you see that all throughout David's narrative with his interactions with Saul, with he's done these terrible things, but he is God's own, and he is taken care of. He is given what he needs to succeed. He is given what he needs to lead. He's given what he needs to fulfill the promises God has put inside him.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. I really hope that the Enneagram 7 can hear that and know that, like, even when there's seemingly no way forward, there's not enough backup plans in the in the world to protect you, that there's this God that never sleeps because he just wants to care for his people, his beloveds.
Yeah. Can you imagine? All the plans are shot.
All the plans are shot.
All the plans are shot because your kid is now leading a rebellion against you.
Yeah.
All the plans are shot. Everything David would have done to protect himself, off the table.
Yeah.
The only thing he has to rest in, the only thing he has to wrap himself in, the only thing he has that makes him know he is protected and cared for is that the one God of heaven loves him and is keeping watch.
So good. Well, I certainly hope you have enjoyed this series about how the Lost Childhood message points us back to God within our study of the Enneagram. If you know anybody else who could benefit from hearing these messages of encouragement and of how God will meet you with that missing piece in his hand for you, I just encourage you to share the episode, share the series with those that you know and love. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.